ReZero never ceases to amaze me, crushing us with even more psychological horror and mystery, and leaving us off with another crazy cliffhanger. Anyways everyone, welcome back to my weekly Season 4 analysis videos. Last episode was already crazy enough, but we open up right back with Subaru's insane character acting. With this, I'm definitely aware that anytime that Subaru looks disheveled, crazy, or overwhelmed, people call him hot, and I think that's kind of funny. With the way Subaru speaks after hiding Meili's body, he treats it as confirmation that she's not the killer, which feels like we're going back to where Subaru treats his lives like throwaways. This Subaru, rather. Emilia then meets up with him after he leaves the room. I like this scene a lot because it, once again, is a powerful reminder of how far Emilia has come. Specifically, when this Subaru lashes out at her, it reminded me a lot of Season 1 Episode 17. In that episode, Emilia didn't understand what ailed Subaru, and that is still the case in this scene. However, the way she handles it is completely different, because she cares so much about Subaru, and understands that he's the type of person to put all the burdens on himself. Of course, this Subaru does not really understand that. Ram then interrupts to tell them that Meili's book has appeared in the archive. This is sort of ironic given what Meili said in episode 4, where she questioned what would happen if Subaru died. Would his book appear? And this absolutely was the case. I believe this has been pointed out by others, but it's such a cruel and fascinating detail that her book is much thinner than the others. It's a nice touch that Subaru doesn't fully react until he hears Emilia say out her name, because he cannot read the scripts on the spines of the book. Once Shaola enters, Subaru seems pretty surprised that she's so matter-of-fact about Meili's death. But of course, all throughout the scene, Subaru looks guilty as fuck, so maybe it's a way of appeasing his conscience. Subaru then begins to read Meili's Book of the Dead. In the same vein as Typhon's, I really like the presentation style of these books, along with their narration. We get some insights into Meili's character. Since she didn't grow up human interaction was alien to her, so she spent her life emulating others. We learned that, after all this time, the mama she speaks of is Capella. Building on Season 3's work, the body horror in this episode is quite terrifying, but I'm not going to be descriptive of that in this video. Moving on, I love the complexity of feelings that this narration brings up. This hatred, the questioning of hatred, and Meili's reaction towards Elsa's cruelty. This separation and confusion at her own emotion. We then move to the tower, where Meili goes to the archive to find an answer. Maybe Subaru's questioning earlier in the season had got to her. Maybe she wanted to learn about her parents. Or maybe she wanted to learn about Elsa. But she's spotted and scared off by Subaru, who already has his hair down at this point. We then learn a little more about what happened the night that Subaru lost his memories. This is most assuredly not the pre-amnesia Subaru, nor is it the post-amnesia Subaru, but someone else entirely. I feel quite nostalgic from this because it reminds me of when Betelgeuse possessed Subaru in Season 1. With the way he speaks here, it's most assuredly caused by one of the Gluttonies. They certainly have a diverse set of abilities, not just that they're able to consume other people's memories and names. With the way episode 16 played out, it seems that they're able to replicate the abilities and or appearance of the people that they've consumed. With how Rui appeared and how Rai disappeared, it may be that they're able to hide within people's heads. For the last episode, my best guess for who killed Subaru is Rai. It could be possession, but Rai is the one who ate Rem's memories. For who's possessing Subaru, it might be the most likely that it's Rui, given that we heard her voice as he was falling to his death. Also, given from a crucial mistake that White Fox made, I feel like I have more insights on the doors now. Now, as a few of you've told me, Subaru was actually able to open one more door this time, which that, combined with my prior suspicions, makes me believe that Subaru opening the doors is reliant on his witch factors. Before, he was able to open 3, with his return by death factor, sloth, and greed. Now that one of the Gluttonies is potentially possessing him, he now technically has 4, which allowed him to open the next door. Moving back to the episode, the statement Meili said about last night triggered the response within Subaru, and we're shown what really happened during those black flashes of imagery. Subaru then wakes up. The group then questions Subaru about the contents of the book, but then we're interrupted by a phantom Meili taunting him. I actually don't think this is an imagination. I think the gluttony inside him consumed Meili's memories, and is using it to taunt him willfully, and I quite like how each of these shots are framed. The group then tries to look for Meili's body. Subaru stays in the archive with Beatrice, while the Phantom Melee continues to spread seeds of doubt in his head. The show certainly outlines how trapped this Subaru feels. We then move on to the green room, where the Phantom Melee continues to try to manipulate Subaru. We actually get this really interesting piece of information, because rather than being suspicious of Subaru's hands being scratched, Beatrice attributes it to a self-harming habit. I'm unsure of their larger goal, but it seems to be that a huge part of the Gluttony's plan is to manipulate Subaru and have their twisted fun. The name of the episode is echoed by this melee. Murder is a habit. That when a murderer is successful in solving a problem after doing so, they'll murder again. And it feels like this is the type of person that they're trying to turn Subaru into. The group then meets up in the dining room, where it's decided that they'll stop searching for Melee, much to Amelia's dismay. We then move on to the green room, where, in a critical mistake, this Subaru tells Patricia to keep quiet about him leaving, as he doesn't know about Ram's clairvoyance power. Subaru is then confronted by Ram. She calls him a fake and a copy. The harsh screeching, the focusing on Ram's neck, and the ending starting to play in the background is all just so peak. And it all ends with Subaru and Melee's voice saying, "Murder is a habit." One detail that I failed to point out last episode is that the way Subaru's eyes were shaded in this scene make it look like there's another set of eyes within his eyes, and I think that's really cool. All of the title cards they've been doing are so unique, and they hit really hard within their respective episodes. What did you think of today's episode? Do you feel like some of the mysteries were answered? Or do you have even more questions than last time? How did another crazy cliffhanger impact you? Anyways, if I had to rate that episode, I would say it's a clean 10 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel, liking and commenting on the video, and stick around for more ReZero content.